Here is the $8,000 voice AI agent we built for one of our clients. I'll walk you through the tech stack, then we'll jump into the live demo, and then I'll show you the backend and share how you can copy and sell the same exact solution or integrate it into your business. The company we did it for is the insurance agency, and I was sharing quite a few solutions that we built for them on this channel. Go and check out the playlist. This is the third iteration of our partnership where we've been building the incoming voice AI agent that is intended to handle basic inquiries regarding billing, services, and booking appointments. The front end is built on my own software called One Prompt, which is highly modified version of Go High Level with most successful solutions that we built already built in there. And you can actually get a license for it. I'll explain later in the video how. So the setup is pretty straightforward, but there are a few moving parts, so bear with me. When the call comes in, it is handled by Retell AI, and we are obviously using ChatGPT. Here I put 4.0 and 4.0 mini. For the most part, we are using 4.0, but when we are processing things like dates, we're using 4.0 just to make sure that the information is clear. And there are a few tools on the backend that are retrieving information from the CRM about the billing as well as like booking appointments. And we actually decided to build them separately in N8N. And again, so once we will explore the technical setup, you'll understand why. So they use Radius as their CRM. So for this video, I removed most of the parts so that I don't leak anything. And this is right now connected to Airtable, but you'll get an idea, as well as the Google Calendar. So, and it's not connected here directly, it's connected to the softwares through N8N. So we have webhook triggers that are triggered through tools in Retell. We are processing information and then we're sending it back to Retell. Again, don't worry, I'll walk you through this. Once the information is received and all details confirmed, all questions are answered, and the call is ended, we are sending the webhook back to One Prompt where all the creation and tracking is happening. Okay. We're also using Voiceflow as the backup. So this is not a part of this specific solution, but some of you might heard that Voiceflow actually started to implement voice AI features. It's weird because it's Voiceflow. I mean, but they didn't actually work with voice. So Voiceflow is the best platform when it comes to text-based agents. And right now you can talk to these agents through voice. They are actively developing, and I will share the demo that we built of the same exact thing through the Voiceflow, and I will explain when you need to use this setup, when you need to use something like VAPI or One Prompter agent, or when you can use and should use something like Voiceflow, which is a bit more complex. Okay, so first I will call the agent, which is on Retell, and let's talk and see how the conversation goes.
Hi, welcome to Normandy. My name is Roger. How may I help you today?
Hi, what is the advanced policy audit?
Great question. An advanced policy order typically refers to a request for a specific
type
of insurance.
Can we book an appointment, please?
Of course. Can I start with your full name, please?
Yeah, it's Josh Martin.
Thanks, Josh. Could you share your email address next?
josh@gmail.com.
Got it, Josh. Which state are you in so we can align the time?
Yeah, so I am in Texas.
Perfect, Texas it is. What date and time works best for you?
Okay, so let's see. Let's do March 5th at 9 a.m.
I'm checking the availability for March 5th at 9 a.m. It might take a few seconds. Thanks for your patience. Great news. March 5th at 9 a.m. Texas time is available. Would you like to confirm this appointment?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for confirming, Josh. I'm booking your appointment now, so please hold on for a moment. It might take a few seconds. Your appointment is successfully scheduled for March 5th at 9 a.m. Texas time. You'll receive a confirmation email at josh@gmail.com shortly. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thanks, man. Okay, so now if we go to our dashboard here, you will see that the opportunity will be popped up in some time once the call has been processed through the automation here. So, and we actually have a meeting that is, scheduled and already attached to this person. And obviously this is my local time. So if we go to this detail opportunity view, you will see that there's an inbound voice agent and we have, the full transcript and all the data points, and we can look up the recording. Okay. Also, what is interesting is that we have the dashboard that we can utilize to view the actual pipeline for the inbound voice AI agent. Okay. And here you'll see that all of the calls that has been received and each stage of the pipeline, as well as the tasks that are assigned to the opportunities or the pipeline things. So the tasks are being assigned only when there are multiple intents and we really want to check the conversation. Now let me go through the whole, setup step by step so that you can get an idea how everything works. First, it is built on top of the, as I said, one prompt, which is my software. Again, keep watching and I'll explain how to get a license for it. But also, it is powered by Retell. In the Retell, we have multiple options when we are creating an agent, right? So it can be, one prompt, one prompt, multiple prompt, or the conversational flow. Now, I do not usually recommend to go with the conversational flow unless you have a specific need for it. Here we have a few different tools, right? And this is a simplified version of the finalized agent that we must make sure that are run correctly and run separately, okay? So, the setup is very simple. We're asking for the greeting, then we are identifying the intent of the user. And if the intent is the general service, that's why I asked to show you that it is trained on the company documentation through the knowledge base. And we provided some, docs here. So it can, answer anything. Then if the user is asking the question regarding billing, we would go here. And obviously I haven't done it in this demo, but I will share the VoiceFlow demo later and you'll see how it works through the NIDN. It's the same logic. But when we ask for the booking, it went to the third scenario. It was capturing our details, then checking availability, and then confirming. So once the availability has been checked and the actual time has been, the time slot has been found, we're then booking. And this is the difference, right? So a lot of the agents and setups that you see on the YouTube are focusing only on the one step sequence where if the time is not available, it will say that it's not available. If the time is available, it will say, okay, I booked the appointment. Here, if the time is not available, and you will see how it's done through the N8N, if the time is not available, it will send out the request that the time is not available, as well as a few additional slots that are close to the book, to the slot that the user wants. Okay. And then there's an actual, another function to book an appointment and the confirmation. Okay. So before going into the N8N setup, so let me tell you more about the one prompt. I am launching this software next Tuesday. I'm not sure when you watch the video. Right now, there is a webinar link in the description. This is an early bird access, so in order to get it, you need to attend the webinar, and then there I will walk you through the whole demo and provide the terms. In a nutshell, this is a suite of production ready automations and agents that my company built for the past 2 years. And the things include things like cold outreach, database reactivation, personalized RVMs, omni-channel agent for the WhatsApp, Instagram, email, SMS, as well as the inbound voice AI agent, prospect enrichment, customer engagement for the follow-ups. So these are the solutions that we have been selling for multiple 4 figures, and you can get a license to the software and get essentially have everything that is here, as well as the entire course on how to modify and use these things yourself and rebuild it if you would want to. 24/7 support, community access, all the updates, coaching and training calls. Anyways, so if you are interested, attend the webinar, link in the description, and and get the license. So once the function is ran here, we are triggering a webhook, right? So, and the functions are, a very simple way for you to build more advanced functionality, right? So we are, setting up the webhook, and then we're setting up the parameters that we are outputting. And here we have 3 main flows. So this flow is checking the billing information through Airtable. In a real use case, we are using Radius. But what we were using is the check availability agent as well as the book appointment agent. Now, again, so you will see that sometimes there are people using make, which is the linear flows to check availability. Sometimes you can use N8N with the linear automations, but we decided to use agents, right? So on purpose, just because we are wanting to have more flexibility. And obviously, Retell has an internal integration with Cal.com, as well as the Go High Level, by the way. And the one prompt is the white label version of Go High Level. Even though it's highly modified, you can connect the same thing. But we specifically using N8N here to give more options for the future, just because this is the V1 and we're like already deployed it and testing and getting the results. And also, since this is a part of the one prompt license, you can get that. I want to give you more possibility of the customization. So that's why the agents are the best choice to go. And essentially, this is a prompt that is checking availability, and if the if it's not available, we are getting the empty slots. Now, the problem here is that there is no internal tool and Google connection that can get empty slots. So you're essentially getting the 7 slots, and you can modify it here however you want. You get the you essentially add 7 days, you're getting all the possible slots, you're deducting the slot, you're not getting the empty slots, you're getting the busy slots. And out of all the possible slots that you specify here, it's deducting, right, the busy slot. And now we have an actual possible slots that are close to this specific date that the user provided, and then we're responding to it to the webhook. Booking works similarly. We have a we specify here the simple prompt, and then we are checking. We're not checking for the availability just because it's already has been checked. That's why in this prompt you'll see that we are not so we are already telling the user that we are booking an appointment because we don't need to check anything. And yeah, so and we book it here. Once this is booked, we are returning the success and finalizing the conversation. Okay. Once the conversation has been finalized and the call has been ended, the actual processes within one prompt are getting started. The first is the trigger, right? So you set it up here, and my screen does not want to do that, so it's actually here. So we are providing the agency level webhook. So this is the webhook which is gonna trigger it. It is actually triggered multiple times, for example, when the conversation is started. That's why we first finding the contact, obviously, so that if the contact exists or not, and if the contact doesn't exist in this case, again, so this is one version of the automation to keep it simple. We are saying, okay, is the call analyzed? So is the call analyzed event? So this is the event that is passed after the call and not the conversation and the call started. And if yes, because if no, it's not going to do anything. If yes, we are, creating the contact because contact was not found here. So we're creating the contact with email and phone. And sometimes, obviously, email is not available. Email is available if we are booking an appointment. If we are just checking for the billing, we only provide our full name, but the phone is available. So in order for you to create a contact, you need to either have an email or phone. Then we're checking the intent. And now this is the fun part, because in the post-call data retrieval, we are here specifying the things that we need from the agent, right? So after the call has been done, it's analyzing the transcript and retrieving all this data. Now, when I will walk you through the same setup on Voiceflow, you will see that usually we do this not internally, but rather within the NADN. So you can, like, essentially, if you think about it, you can use just the webhook, right? And like this webhook can be passed here, to one prompt. And here we can have a ChatGPT module that will analyze the transcript, right? And retrieve these things in the JSON format, and then we can use it. But for the sake of the simplicity, and this is like how we actually have it in the production version because it's working great, and the information is simple, right? So we're not like trying to retrieve the like very specific things. So it's pretty nice. It's working great. The only thing is, for example, for the account number, we are only getting the specific number. That's why we're providing multiple examples here, and we're like specifically explaining the like in the actual prompt, in the master prompt, we are in the master prompt, we are saying how the account number should look, and we're like also saying it here, because when the user talks to the agent, right, and says age, let's say age 64, 33, so when there is a delay, it may put a dash between or the space. That's why if you do not specify the different ways how this can be provided by the user, it will not actually work. Okay, so we are capturing all these things, and then we're sending it to the webhook to one prompt. Here we are, checking for the intent, because we have this intent from the webhook, right? And we're saying, okay, if this is the book appointment, if this is billing info, if this service, if this multiple. Multiple is used when it is a complex query. And for example, if someone is asking regarding billing and then trying to book an appointment, okay? Or if someone trying to book an appointment, something is not working, and then he wants to contact a human, where we have a call transfer. So once there is a complex use case, what we are doing is we are actually sending the user to another workflow here, when we assign the task to the agent, as well as assign this opportunity to the same agent. Okay, that's why in the dashboard you will see that you have the tasks, right? So if you go to the inbound voice agent, you'll have the tasks. So each agent has a possibility to choose only his own like task, and go through them. The idea is that since this is the version 1, we obviously want to check as many conversations as humanly possible, and that's why we are passing the recording URL. So the agent, for example, it would be the multiple interest, right? And we will have a new task here, which is let's see how it says here. So it would be check recording for the agent, right? And it's going to be assigned to like Eugene 3. So the Eugene 3 will, in his dashboard, will see the actual task and go through the recording and maybe either add some notes or contact, if there's like some confusion happen, contact the actual person through through the CRM, because we have the phone number here and we have the SMS, WhatsApp feature. So, but if this is not multiple intent, this is not multiple intent and it's something like book an appointment, we are creating the opportunity and we are sending it to the follow-up sequence. And we actually just we just received the message as well as the email. So here we are searching for the same opportunity. We are sending the email as well as the SMS to the user saying, hey, whatever, it's Roger, I want to make sure you got my booking. And here we're providing the appointment booking time, which is also a bit tricky because where do we retrieve it from? The booking was done here, and we either need to pass it separately or we need to retrieve it from here, from Retell, because there is no way. Obviously the appointment has been already attached to the contact, but there is no way to reference it because it's more on the technical side, because this is like an opportunity right within the pipeline. It's not the contact, and so this meeting is attached to the opportunity and not to the contact, because there could be one contact can have multiple opportunities with different meetings. Okay, so that's why here we are in postcode analysis. We're processing appointment time and we're specifying, hey, like this is the format that we need, like March 4th at 7 a.m. And that's why here it was for March 4th at 7 a.m. So it would look very human. And the same way it works with the email. So we're sending the email with same confirmation. Okay. So this is how the setup looks. Again, if you get the license for the one prompt, this is only one solution, guys. And there are, 6 or 7 more that you have access to. And they're, like this. It's production ready, right? So when you have a course, right, so you'll go through the different modules and it can be applied to a lot of different industries. This is just a wireframe that you don't need to, spend time researching what works and what doesn't. So it does work. It is robust. So this is everything you need. Now, let me show you an alternative, which is also, by the way, will come with the actual license. So this is the Voiceflow, right? So as you can see, this is a pretty similar biologic setup when we are, doing the intro. So we are setting the persona, company persona, but persona, whatever. So we are doing the intro. We are classifying the intent. Okay, so depending, now we have a general intent, service intent. We are sending the request to our knowledge base through the block, because here we have the knowledge base. And by the way, the knowledge bases are literally the same. So if you go here to the knowledge base into the one prompt, so it's like literally the same knowledge base is here. It is processed through Markdown through Firecrawl. I was recommending this software for a while. And yeah, so it's like essentially if it's service request, we're getting the answer from the knowledge base and then we're providing to the user through the engagement prompt. Okay, and we're updating the custom memory variable just so that we save the whole conversation history. If it's billing question, right, so we are capturing some details like full name and account number, and then sending the API request to another N8N scenario here to check for the account number. And this is like a sample of how the database look again. So when we in the radius, was a pain in the ass to connect with Radius because they don't have public APIs. So we've been going back and forth for 2 weeks with them to get it set up. Anyways, so it's better if I show it to you how it works. Keep in mind that this, I will add a few disclaimers at the end of the video when you need to use this and when you need to use the Retell. Keep in mind that it's very slow. First, because my Wi-Fi today sucks. Second, because it's the IP phone, it's not, right? So it's not the actual phone. Plus, there is a voice.
Hello there. How can I assist you with your insurance needs today?
Can I get my billing information, please?
Sure. To help you with your billing information, I just need your full name and account number. Can you provide those?
Yeah, the account number is N, like Nancy, 9988, and then 77.
Thanks, Sarah. Could you please provide your last name as well?
It's James.
Got it, James. Your billing status is currently pending. If you have any specific questions or need further details.
Okay, so as you can see, first, it is slow. It's about the internet connection, and it's like whatever. And plus, I'm connecting through, OpenPhone is lagging today also, as well as my Wi-Fi. It is slower than Retell. That's okay. It is okay for complex queries, but it's slower than Retell. Okay, this is what you need to keep in mind. Then the question is why. Okay, and just to finalize it, when we set we provide the prompt and we are reprompting to provide the full name and account number, and once we got this information, we are executing this scenario, right, where we are verifying. Okay, so if the account number does exist or not. And again, so in a real use case, it's just the same webhook, and that's why I really like to use it, to use n8n, because further down the road in the V2 V3 of the specific voice AI agent, once we tested a few things for Normandy, we are going to implement a few more variations of identification based on the agent who is assigned to this account. We can do that here, right? So instead of sending the webhook, we can obviously just use the same similar sequence, but it's going to be a pain in the ass, and it's going to be slower. This from our test is going to be slower if you just execute it through n8n and then pass it back. And we have a true or false record exists. So if does, then we're saying, hey, this is your account status. And if it's not, okay, so now check your information back. Okay, so I do have a lot of hope for Voiceflow voice, and I think it's going to be there. If the latency will be as Retell, it's going to be a no-brainer. For right now, again, so this specific flow, as well as the module of the course that you get through the license with the one prompt, will be included. So sometimes, and that's why I'm saying that this is production ready solutions, because sometimes you would want to use just VAPI, VAPI one prompter, right? Right, so sometimes you would want to use workflows from Retell. And by the way, obviously VAPI does have the workflows, but it's very raw right now, so it's in beta. I mean, I would not recommend you to do that. So sometimes you need to use one prompter, sometimes you need use your workflow, and sometimes when it is a very complex query. And usually we actually did one production version project with the Voiceflow voice, and it was for a low volume question, for low volume incoming inquiries regarding technical documentation for people that that purchase the product and trying to install it in their garage. So that's why they can, so the latency is not such a big deal compared to something like a cold or even the warm prospect that is calling you and not an existing client, because existing client can wait and can understand the latency. Okay, so he's more loyal. Okay, yeah, so this is everything that I wanted to say, guys. Check the links in the description, and thanks for watching. Peace.